All right, let's talk about one of the most beloved foods out there, peanut butter. But with every spoonful comes a huge question. Is this delicious stuff a secret weapon for dropping pounds, or is it actually a fast track to weight gain? Well, we're about to figure that out.
And that's the big paradox, right? I mean, on one hand, it's super high in calories, which makes you think weight gain. But then you hear about people who swear by it to stay lean. So how on earth can one food be used for two totally opposite goals? Let's dive in.
So here's our game plan. We're going to start by solving that paradox by looking at what's actually inside the jar. Then we'll lay out a blueprint for using it for weight loss and a playbook for weight gain. And we'll finish up with a super simple cheat sheet and talk about the common mistakes to avoid.
Okay, so the secret to peanut butter's double identity isn't some kind of magic. It all comes down to its nutritional profile. Once you understand what's in it, you can make it work for your goals, not against them.
Let's just break down the numbers here. For every 2 tablespoons, you can see that fat is by far the biggest piece of the pie. But hold on, don't let that number scare you. It's the kind of fat, plus that solid hit of protein, that really gives peanut butter its power.
And here's how all those nutrients team up. Those healthy fats and the fiber are what make you feel full and keep you satisfied. The protein is absolutely essential for muscle repair, especially if you're working out. It all works together to give your metabolism a little boost. This combination is literally the engine that drives everything.
So let's jump into our first scenario, weight loss. If this is your goal, then your entire strategy is going to revolve around using its ability to make you feel full, what scientists call satiety. So here's the science. When you eat peanut butter, that amazing protein and fiber combo triggers hormones in your body that basically send a message straight to your brain saying, hey, we're full down here. This feeling can last up to twice as long as if you'd eaten a high-carb snack like crackers. You just stay satisfied for way longer. And what does that mean in the real world? Well, it's pretty huge. By feeling fuller, you just naturally tend to eat less for the rest of the day. We're talking a potential drop of 200 to 400 calories without even thinking about it. It's not burning fat, it's just brilliant appetite control.
So how do you actually do this? It's a simple 3-step plan. First, and this is the most important part, portion control. We're talking 1 or 2 teaspoons, not tablespoons. Second, pair it with something smart, like apple slices or celery, to get even more fiber. And third, time it right. Swap it in for a bag of chips or have a tiny bit before dinner so you don't go overboard.
Okay, now let's completely flip the script. What if you want to gain weight or build muscle? Well, now you're going to use peanut butter's other superpower, its calorie density.
Calorie density just means you get a ton of energy in a very small package. 2 tablespoons have almost 200 calories. For anyone trying to build muscle, that is incredibly efficient. You can seriously boost your calorie intake without having to feel completely stuffed all day. And just look at the numbers here. By simply adding 2 to 4 tablespoons throughout your day, you could create a calorie surplus of 400 to 800 calories. For anybody who struggles to put on weight, that is a total game changer. The method here is basically the mirror opposite of the weight loss plan. First, you're going to go for larger portions, 2 to 4 tablespoons a day. Second, make it easy to get them down. Mix it into a smoothie, stir it in your oatmeal. And third, timing is still key. Have it after a workout to give your muscles that protein they need to repair and grow. So really, it all boils down to this. Your goal is what determines your portion size. And this next slide is basically the cheat sheet that puts it all together for you. It's all right here. For weight loss, you're using small portions, teaspoons, as a strategic snack. For weight gain, you're adding large portions, tablespoons, into your actual meals. And if you just want to maintain your weight, a balanced tablespoon a day is perfect. See? Same food, totally different strategy. That's what makes all the difference.
Okay, so before you go grab a spoon, we need to cover some ground rules and the pitfalls that so many people fall into. Because honestly, it's really easy to get this wrong if you're not careful.
The biggest danger is something I call calorie creep. You know, a spoonful here, a spoonful there, at almost 100 calories a pop, it adds up incredibly fast. You also have to be a detective and look for hidden sugars and oils. This is why just eating out of the jar is such a bad idea. You have to measure your servings. And finally, please remember, peanut butter is a tool in your toolbox. It is not a magic fix for your entire diet.
And that brings us to maybe the most important choice you'll make, the one at the grocery store. Look at natural peanut butter. The ingredients should be simple. Peanuts and maybe a little salt. That's it. Now look at the conventional stuff. It's often loaded with added sugar and oils. So the lesson here is simple. Always read the label. And I want to leave you with this little fact from the research. It basically says that when people eat a moderate amount of nuts every day, it doesn't really lead to long-term weight changes. So, when you use it the right way, it can be a perfectly healthy part of your diet, no matter what your goal is.
So there you have it. The power is officially in your hands now. You've got the blueprint for weight loss, and you've got the playbook for weight gain. The only question left is, which one are you going to choose?